What is going on, guys? RonMan coming back at you, and in today's episode, I'm going to answer your questions. Thank you for asking those questions. Also, if you're new here and you like my content, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as that bell notification so you stay up to date with RonMan Gaming. Alright, so I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I really never thought that would ever happen, to be quite honest with you. When I started my YouTube channel, I really didn't know what would happen. For all I knew, I would have just done a few videos and just maybe didn't like it and then would stop. Clearly that's not the case. Here we are, 1,000 subs. I know 1,000's not like a huge number, but for me, it's still a huge milestone. So I thank every single person who's hit that subscribe button. So in this video, I'm going to go through every single comment and answer it directly. And I apologize in advance if I butcher anyone's name. But let's get started. Okay, so Brandon Dickens. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time, and why is it early 2000s Jeff Hardy? I mean, I do like Jeff Hardy, but of all time, I'd have to go with Edge. I love Edge. He was awesome. Back in the day, hey Ron, congrats on the 1,000 subs. You definitely deserve it. Thank you. I guess my questions are: what do you do for a living? So I'm for a living, so I work for an organization who supports people with disabilities, and I'm actually a manager. So I've been at the company for about 15 years now, and I'm not going to leave. I'll retire there. And so that's kind of the thing with the YouTube channel. This is just a hobby. I'll never quit my day job, but I'll just keep putting up content when I can. I'm not going to be starting a Patreon. This is just my kind of hobby channel, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy it. If you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would you choose and why? I guess I'd first have to go with Christ, just for obvious reasons. That'd be cool, being able to ask him anything. The next would probably have to be, I guess I'm going to want to say William Lane Craig. I love that guy. I just think he's a great guy. And I guess, I don't really need to go into too much detail, but I would love to sit down with him and just talk about philosophy. Third person, I guess I'd have to go with Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 and Angels and Airwaves. That would be cool. Although maybe Mark Hoppus, because he actually plays video games. I don't believe Tom plays video games. I guess anyway, to answer those questions, who has been the most influential person in your life? I'd have to go with my Uncle Dave. He kind of saved me in a way. Like when I was a teenager, I had nowhere to live, and so he let me come live with him and my aunt and my cousin. And he was just a really good role model, and I learned a lot from him. He's passed away now. He passed away about 11 years ago, but he was fantastic. I give a lot of thanks to him, and he influenced really how my life kind of turned out. Without him, I don't know where I would be today. So that was a really big favor he did me, and I'll never forget it. So yeah. If you were stranded on a desert island and you can only have 3 CDs to listen to for the rest of your life, which 3 would they be and why? So music is an interesting thing for me. I have a really deep love for it, while I also have a very strong distaste for most music I hear, which sounds weird. I don't like country. I like rock, but like not just rock. Like I like punk. I don't really care for metal. I don't care for most of the alternative stuff that you hear on the radio and just regular rock. Like I don't like Nirvana. I don't like the Foo Fighters. I don't like Pearl Jam. A lot of those bands I just have nothing for. When I hear their music, I hear nothing. It's not that I hear nothing. And I know you guys could make fun of me because, Blink-182. I get roasted for that sometimes. But I guess if I were to pick, Dude Ranch by Blink would be 1 CD. And then just to change the bands a little bit, I really like Angels and Airwaves. Which of their albums would I take? I don't know. Maybe I Empire? I don't know. It's hard to say. Dreamwalker is really good too, by Angels and Airwaves. And what else? I don't know. What other bands? I don't even know what I listen to. What else do I listen to? I don't know. I can't think of 3 albums, Joel. I'm sorry about that. I guess I'll just leave it at that for now. Yeah, and it's here's another funny thing. When I was a kid, and a teenager, listening to music itself was an activity. Like, I would come home from school, go into my bedroom, and just listen to music. That was a thing that I would do. Now I only listen to it when I drive, and the last few months I haven't listened to anything. I just listen to silence or like a podcast or something. So it's weird. I've had like this weird lack of interest in music lately, which is kind of weird. Not video game music. Love video game music. Like if I'm playing, I just started playing Chrono Trigger again yesterday. Love the music in that game. I guess that's all I can think of. I'll wait your response in an upcoming video. Joel, I really appreciate it. Check out Joel's channel. And a lot of the comments here I notice have YouTube channels, so check them out as well. Goms Barros, hopefully I didn't butcher that. Can you show the TMNT action figures on the wall? Yes, I will. I'll show that at the end of the video. So stay tuned. I'll show all my figures at the end of the video. Brown Lab, what's your favorite soundtrack from a game? That's a great question. The first game that comes to mind, I want to say, is Illusion of Gaia. That game has a fantastic soundtrack. Also Chrono Trigger. If you don't mind, I'll give a few different options here. It's hard to pick just one. Illusion of Gaia, Chrono Trigger is amazing. Terranigma has a really good soundtrack. Secret of Mana has a really good soundtrack as well. Guess I'll just leave it at those four, though. That's just what I can think of. Jason's House of Fun and Video Games. Congratulations on hitting your 1K subscriber milestone. Looking forward to future content. Thank you, Jason. I really appreciate that very much. And, thanks for all your support, bro. Richard A. Congrats. Will you be doing another one-chip challenge? Never. I'll never do that again. I actually still have the one-chip challenge, the box, because the chip comes in like a coffin-shaped box. I still have the box over there. No, I will never do that again. Also, how about opening some retro game-related blind bags in 2023? I actually don't know what that is. So maybe. I don't know. I have to look into it. I don't own most of the consoles you cover, but I still like watching your reviews. Have a great year, Richard A. I really appreciate that, and I do see your name come up in the comments quite a lot, so thank you for the support, my friend. Matt Lockwood, congratulations, friend. Long live RonMan Gaming. Thank you, sir, and RonMan Gaming will live long. Like I said, this is a hobby channel. This is not something I'm trying to build my livelihood on. I truly just enjoy making videos. So I'll always make videos. I might lose consistency every once in a while, but I'm always going to make videos, so thank you, sir. Retro Rivals, big congrats on the 1K. Super well deserved and long overdue. I really appreciate that. Our question is, what's your biggest collecting regret? Oh god. Something you got rid of, something you missed out on, just to put a nice little damper on things. But seriously, I think we've all been there. So we will unite in our misery with your answer. Yeah, there's a few. I'll give just a few quick examples. Well, I guess the first example is not super quick. And it happened before I was a collector, but it's something that I deeply, deeply regretted. When I was 11, for Christmas that year, my mother, my poor mother, my lovely mother, got me for Christmas, among many other things. She got me Mega Man X2 and Mega Man X3 in the box. They were some of the best presents I ever had. I love those games. I still love those games. I still play those games somewhat frequently, but unfortunately I don't have the original boxed copies that she got me that year. Now what happened was, a few months later, my dad, who I love very much, he never seemed to like that I was a gamer. Like, it didn't seem to like rub him the wrong way too hard, but like any chance he had to try to talk me out of games, he like took it. So he talked me into selling all my games to buy a hamster. So he brought me to take my Super Nintendo into this game store we had. They're closed now, but it was called That's Entertainment. And then this is the late 90s, by the way. And I sold my Super Nintendo, all my games, including Mega Man X2 and 3 in the box, and I got $51. Kind of wish my dad had stopped it and been like, whoa, 51? That's not like your mother alone paid more than $51 for Mega Man X3. But he was just like, yeah, okay. So I sold it for $51, and I bought a hamster, and the hamster was dead within a few months. His name was Chimpy. I don't know why I named him Chimpy. And then I had nothing. I never did get another hamster. Now I didn't have a Super Nintendo anymore. I didn't have those games that I absolutely loved. And I regretted that so hard for so long. I wish I'd kept those games. To give you something more recent, while I was a collector, like in my collecting years, I'm still a collector. 2009, I went to a store called Entertainment Overload, and I was just buying like tons of stuff. And this is before like the retro games prices spiked. So I had like 20 games. I had so many games that I was having to put the games I was buying up at the counter so I could go back and find more games. And there was one game that I passed on, and this is my regret. It was Dragon View for Super Nintendo. It was there and it was $10. And I looked at it and I thought, I'll come back for it. Like, I'm not too concerned. I went back for it, it was gone. I thought, whatever, I'll just find it whenever I find it again. I never did see it again in person. And then I finally bought it on eBay a couple years ago for $110. So, kind of wish I had spent that extra $10 all them years ago, so I could have saved $100 a couple years ago. Like, not a huge disappointment, I guess, but still something I regretted. I wish I just picked it up when I did. Tony Marsala just wanted to say, I love your channel. Thanks for your hard work, bro. Tony, thank you very much, and I do see your name in the comments pretty frequently, so thank you for your support, and I really do mean that. Anders L. Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3? Which is better and why? Oh, this is going to be a bad answer. So I'm going to be completely honest, and I've always been honest with you guys. When it comes to the original Mega Man series in general, but especially on the, well, yeah, just in general, I don't play them a whole lot. So, like, I have Mega Man 11 for the Switch, haven't played it, and I honestly don't think I will, to be honest. Like, I just don't have the desire to play it. Maybe I will, but I don't think I will. When it comes to the original Mega Man, the 6 of them on the NES, I've played all of them and I've beaten all of them, but I play them so infrequently that I really can't tell one from the other. Like, I can to a degree. Like, I know that the first game only has like 6 Robot Masters: Fireman, Iceman, Gutsman, and I know that Mega Man 2 has like Woodman, and there's like the Metal Blade item that everyone loves and it's broken. And I know like Mega Man 3 has like Snake Man. So I know little differences, but I couldn't tell you why Mega Man 2 is better than 3, or why 5 is better than 6, or why, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really have an answer. But I do think running through Mega Man 2 with Metal Blade is pretty fun, so I guess to answer your question, Mega Man 2 because of Metal Blade. But again, I'm not that familiar with the original series, unfortunately. When it comes to Mega Man X, I love X, X2, and X3. And I can tell you, I know those games so well. I could tell you every little thing between the games because I've played them a lot, and I play them back to back to back. But yeah, like the original series, I'll play Mega Man 2, beat it, and then maybe 2 years later I might pop in Mega Man 5 for some reason and play that. And then again, I can't tell you why 5 is better or worse than 2. Hopefully you don't lose respect for me on that answer. John Forbes, congrats, man. Keep on going. You're good at what you do. Thank you, John. I really do appreciate that. Andrew Wissman. Now he leaves some of the funniest comments on my videos, so whenever you're watching a video, you should check out for his comments, because it'll probably give you something to chuckle at. Congrats on 1,000 subs. My only question is, how do you not have more? You know what? It's probably because I'm not actually that good. Oh, well, your channel may not be big, but your love for gaming is. My love for gaming really is big. I love games, and I will tell you that I'm not a gaming poser. There are some channels out there. I can't even think of who exactly. No one I interact with, but sometimes I wonder, do you actually play games? Or do you just collect? Which is fine, but stop acting like you play games. Sometimes I wonder that with other channels. I really do play. I play a lot more than I review. Like, I just beat ActRaiser yesterday, and then I started Chrono Trigger again, and I play a lot of Splatoon 3 for the Switch. Anyway, and that's what counts. I just feel sorry for all the folks who are missing out. Thank you for the kind words, Andrew. Much love and appreciate for your hard work and dedication. I salute you, RonMan. Okay, let me see if I can think of some actual questions. Favorite band, album, song? I guess ultimately favorite band is Blink-182. Although if I were to get more specific, I would say my favorite musical artist would be Tom DeLonge. Just because when he left Blink and Blink did those two albums with Matt Skiba, no. They didn't... California wasn't bad. It just wasn't great, and 9 I thought was terrible. Blink's album... Like, I don't know if anyone's a Blink fan. 9 I thought was terrible. And I'm not a Matt Skiba fan, to be quite honest with you. Not a Matt Skiba fan. So I think I'm just a Tom DeLonge fan, because everything he's done is just really good. Favorite album and song? I don't know. That's hard to say. The song... I definitely don't have a favorite song because, you know, that switches. Favorite album? Again, it's hard, but I guess if you were to ask what my favorite Blink album is, I would probably say Dude Ranch. And now, just to kind of jump ahead a bit here, so Andrew does mention that I don't have to answer all, just want to throw some ideas out there. So I won't answer all of them just because favorite hero villain? I don't know. I have no idea. Favorite food color? Favorite food is probably cow. beef. Favorite color's probably blue. Accomplishments, the time I graduated from elementary school, that was a real accomplishment. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Hitting 1,000 subs was pretty cool. Jobs, hobbies, talents. Yeah, jobs. So like I said, I work with people who have disabilities, but I'm a manager. I've been there 15 years. Love the job. Hobbies. Yeah. So, you know, besides gaming, I play guitar. I wouldn't say I'm amazing, but like, I think I'm okay. If you want to see my guitar talents, check out my, I did a review for Home Improvement for Super Nintendo, the video game, and I opened the video up with playing the riff for the TV show. So if you want to see my guitar skills, check that video out. Yeah, other hobbies too would be like I love horror movies, scary movies, and I like to read. I have a bunch of books I like to read. Embarrassing moments. Yeah, the one that always comes to my mind, I mean, I've been embarrassed many times. Just watching my old YouTube videos is embarrassing. But one embarrassing moment I can think of, I was in kindergarten, so this was early 90s. One of the cereals that my parents would get on occasion was Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles. In one of the boxes, remember how cereal used to come with like toys and stuff? So it came with it was orange. It was Fred Flintstone. It was one of those weird things where it's like a figure, but you put it in water and then it swells up and gets bigger. So I brought that in for show and tell when I was in senior kindergarten. And once I stood up in front of the class, I held my Fred Flintstone orange thing and I started talking about it, and then it started to fall apart. And by the time I was done talking about the toy, I had nothing left. It was all on the ground, it was just a crumpled mess on the ground, just a bunch of bits, and I had nothing left. That was pretty embarrassing. I was only like, how old was I? I was like 5, and I was like, oh. Even that, I was like ashamed of myself. But thank you, Andrew, for the questions there, and your support, and your hilarious comments on my videos. I really do appreciate that. Merso Entertainment, congratulations on the 1,000 subs. I'm a new follower. I discovered the channel about a month ago while looking for Simpsons NES reviews. What I really like about the channel is that the reviews are in-depth and fair. Too many other review channels just improvise some thoughts over gameplay footage or base a review on old recollections of the games and such, which is fine and all, but sometimes you just want a true bleep review, and this channel provides that, so thank you. Well, thank you, Merso Entertainment. I really do appreciate that. And that's kind of the thing, like I do try to get to the point with the reviews, but I also want to show a little bit of my personality because I think that's what helps people connect or disconnect. But I'm guessing the people who watch the channel must enjoy my personality in some way, so thank you. The Dark Age Mature Comment Ninja. There's a lot here. There's a lot here, so let's get started. Congratulations. I did not dare to start a channel yet. It would be in French, though. Maybe you did answer before. I apologize in advance because I like questions. Pick what you prefer. Okay, I'll try to answer all of them. What are your gaming habits? Have you ever had gaming burnout? Yeah, sometimes I just get sick of playing games, and so I might just not play a game for a day or two. But if I get sick of like sometimes if I'm playing a lot of retro games, I might, you know, feel like, okay, I'm gonna switch to something a little bit newer and play the Switch or something like that. I find switching systems tends to help with burnout, but I've never been like super burnt out. Did you ever check out any JeanClaude Van Damme interviews or his movies? Any opinion on the guy? Yeah, unfortunately, no. The only movie I've seen from him or with him in it was the Street Fighter movie. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that was like, pretty sure it must have been a 90s movie. I saw it in like the 90s, and I think he played Guile. Other than that, I don't really have an opinion on him, unfortunately. Did you make lists of games you want in your collection? Does your collection have any end or limit? Ever thought about consolidating your collection? Those are great questions. Yeah, I have a small notepad on my phone, like a list on the notepad on my phone of some games I would like to get. Does my collection have any end or limit? Yes. I'm trying to complete the NES library and the Super Nintendo library. Now for the NES, I need probably less than about 100 games. Realistically, I know I'll never complete that. Like I'm not going to get stadium events. I'm not going to pay $700 or $800 for Kid Clown. Like, it's just not going to happen. Even if I found it at a game store, I'm not paying for that. So realistically, no, I probably will never actually complete my NES collection, and I probably will never complete my Super Nintendo collection, but there's a ton of games I can still buy. But yeah, that's the plan. And then for like other consoles like Genesis and Sega Master System, I basically just get games that I think I'll play. And then that's it. I don't collect for the GameCube. I don't really collect for, like, I don't collect for PlayStation. I just sold some PS2 and PS1 stuff. I don't care about PlayStation at all. I'd be happy to get rid of anything PlayStation, and I will. I will sell all my PlayStation stuff at some point, and I have some Xbox 360 games. I'm gonna wait till they're worth a little bit more. So yeah, but at one point I used to just collect anything. Like I had a 3DO, and I bought it just because I wanted to be able to say that I had a 3DO. Like why? Like the thing sucked. So I sold it, and like so I won't spend my money on stuff like that anymore. It's basically just 8 and 16-bit Nintendo stuff and 8 and 16-bit Sega stuff, and that's pretty much it. Right now I'm consolidating mine, and it's so mind-boggling, plainly complex. Personally, I try to end with restrictions on my retro collection right now. I'm trying to bring my Genesis collection down to 45 boxed, which is crazy. I got almost double that, so it fits the multimedia tower and close the project. Otherwise, it never ends. I don't know how many Genesis games you have, but would be capable to bring your collection down to 45. Yeah, I have a lot more than 45 Genesis games, but I like the Genesis. So it's a library that I still have a lot left to explore. Like, I'm primarily a Nintendo guy, and I feel like my journey through exploring the NES library is, I wouldn't say complete, but I have a really good understanding of what's there in the NES library, and I'm exploring the Super Nintendo library as well, and I have a pretty good understanding. But with the Genesis, I'm still finding games that I should have known about that I had no idea. So I guess to answer that, no, I'll keep going with the Genesis. Any old favorite movies that stayed with you for decades and that you now still enjoy? Yeah, I mean, I love horror movies. I like a few movies that are not horror movies. Like I like Dumb and Dumber. I'm not particularly a Jim Carrey fan, but I think he's fantastic in that movie. Gene Wilder in Willy Wonka is fantastic. Love that film too. Wizard of Oz is good. So I do like some non-horror movies, but like The Shining, for example. That's my favorite movie of all time. That movie is, I watch it at least once a year. Did you ever eat insects? If no, would you be down for it? No, I've never eaten them, and no, I would never choose to eat one. They give me the shivers. I'm the Mike Tyson of questioning. Which side do you want? I guess I'll take this side. Final question here, I think, is do you sometimes play retro games with other people or only on your own? Not everybody has interest in retro games. No, I usually play by myself. I have one friend named Mike who just lives like across the street. He sometimes comes over and we'll play retro games together. But for the most part, no, I just play by myself. Ackhand Tripathy PYZ. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name there. Congratulations, bro. Thank you. The Carpeted Garage. Who would win in a fight, Bob Newhart or Dick Van Dyke? Probably Dick Van Dyke. NES Addict. Dude, congrats first off. Second off, who is your favorite Ninja Turtle? And it better not be Leonardo. Also, why are you so darn handsome? Well, I'm so handsome because I take after you. That doesn't even make sense. Favorite Ninja Turtle is Raph. I love Raph. I just like how aggressive he is. Love that aggressive nature. Infinite Combo Reviews. Yo, let's go. Congrats, man. Let's see. Questions. You should show us what action figures you've got in that game room of yours. Yes, you know what, maybe I'll do a bit of a game room tour at the end of the video. I'll show off everything. Someone asked about the figures on the wall. I'll show you all the toys, and I'll just do a quick tour. Back in the day gamer, ooh, look at me, I have 1,000 subs. I'm so cool, la-di-da. Well, Mr. Big Shot, answer us this question. Has anyone ever walked in on you while you were playing with your joystick? You said you're going to answer every single question, so you have to. Be honest. Seriously, buddy, congratulations. I'm actually a little jealous because we have been so close and I was kind of racing you to 1K. You win. Good job. Let's race to 10K. I appreciate that very much. You'll get there, my friend. You will get there. You're very close. Just keep doing what you're doing. And honestly, I don't know if I'll ever get to 10K. I don't think I'm that good, but I do appreciate all the support you've given me. To answer your question, has anyone walked in on me while I was playing with my joystick? Well, yeah, actually, it's happened quite a few times. But I typically play with a controller, not a joystick. Check out Back in the Day Gamer, by the way. He is almost at 1,000 subs. And he's got a wicked personality. Wicked personality. Good vibe collecting. No question for me, but I just wanted to say congrats on the 1K subs. Thank you for the past shoutouts, and I hope you continue to make great content for many years to come. Okay, maybe just one. Why is that troll on your desk? Good vibe. Thank you very much, dude, and I love your channel. Yours is like primarily like education. If you want to know what this game or whatever was supposed to come in this box, watch that channel. It's a fantastic channel. As far as this troll, why is it on my desk? So this used to belong to my mother. So we're actually Scottish. That's why this thing's wearing a kilt. And I've had it for years, and it doesn't really fit anywhere else in the house. So somehow it just kind of by default ended up in the game room. I think Christina probably put it down here at some point, and I don't really know where to put it either, so it just kind of sits on the desk. I wish there was a better answer, but that's just kind of it. But thank you, good vibe. Mick Big Flips. Congrats on 1K. What's your day job? What is your favorite game based on a movie? Was there a specific game that got you back into retro games? All great questions. The day job, yeah, so I work for a company that supports people with disabilities. Been there for 15 years. I pretty much got hired right after I finished college, and I'm a manager, so yeah, great job. What is your favorite game based off a movie? Yeah, I'd have to go with Willow for NES. That game is fantastic. It's an action RPG based off of the movie Willow, which did George Lucas do that movie? I don't know. I think he had something to do with it. Was there a specific game that got you back into retro games? Well, here's the interesting thing. I've always been both a modern and retro gamer. Like I played the NES when it was a thing, and then I got the Super Nintendo for my 5th birthday, and I played that. Well, it wasn't until around 98 that I got the 64, and then I played the 64, and then I played the GameCube, and then I played the Wii, and then I played the... So I always kind of... I was always current, but I was always retro as well. Like, I remember when I was playing a lot of, like, Wii and PS3 and 360, I would still play the Super Nintendo and the NES. So I've never stopped being a retro gamer, but actually primarily now I'm a retro gamer. I play very few modern games, and if I do play modern games, it's for modern Nintendo consoles. On the rare occasion, I'll play something on Steam. I have a pretty good computer here, so rather than buy a PS5 or an Xbox S, X, Series X, S, I have no idea. What is the latest Xbox console? They keep naming it the same thing, so I don't know what it's called. But I'll never get those consoles. I'll just play it on my computer. Like, I'm gonna get Resident Evil 4, the remake, when it comes out, which I'm actually really excited about. I'll just play it on Steam, and that's it. But I play very few games on my computer. It's mostly retro with some Nintendo Switch stuff. Totem Lord Reviews. First off, congratulations on the 1,000 subscribers. Awesome achievement, man. Here's my question. What editing software do you use? Is it beginner friendly? I always thought it would be fun to do what you do, but I've had to learn everything on my own. Great question. And that's where I was. Before I started my channel, I had no idea how to edit video. In fact, my very first proper review, which was Demon Sword, took several weeks to make. I could make that exact review now in just a couple hours, but it took me like 2 or 3 weeks because I had to learn how to use the software. But to answer your question, the editing software I use is DaVinci Resolve, which is actually free. And I went with that because, for all I knew, I wasn't going to stick with video editing, so I didn't want to pay like $300 or $400 for an editing software and then use it once and then decide I don't like this. So you can download that for free. Is it beginner friendly? I mean, I don't know, but I was a beginner. You know, there's lots of videos on YouTube to help learn about that stuff, to help teach you about all that stuff. So yeah, I would start there. Start off with getting DaVinci Resolve and just start making videos. And your first bunch of videos, they're gonna be lower quality, just like mine. Like I have a hard time even watching my oldest videos. I'm just like, oh man, I didn't know what I was doing. And there is a lot to learn, but you're going to learn as you go. And I think that's a reason why a lot of smaller channels fail, because people just get discouraged. There's so much to learn and you're always having to grow, and you do have to sink a bit of money in to make your channel a little bit better, right? Like, I do have a good computer. This microphone, although it's very cost efficient, it's still a couple $100. You know, getting the stand, the pop filter, the camera, the lights, like everything costs money. But you watch my older videos, I didn't show my face at all. I use this mic, but I didn't have the pop filter. I didn't know how to edit the audio to make it sound better. I didn't have proper studio lights. So if you really like making videos, you're gonna start to spend a little bit of money to make the channel better. You know, rather than spend money on extra games, I just kind of put more money into trying to make my videos look a little better. And you also have to spend time. You're gonna have to like watch videos to learn how to, you know, animate something or how to make something look a certain way, because you might have a vision of how you want the video to look, but you don't know how to do it on the software. So it is a lot of work, but don't get discouraged. Your first videos, you just have to accept that they're not going to be as good. I mean, let's just look at some of the channels that have like Back in the Day Gamer, like watch his oldest videos. They're a lot worse than his current videos, no offense. But watch the NES Addict. His earlier videos are worse than his most recent videos. Same with me. Same with, you know, Michael B. the Game Genie. Same with everybody. That's just how it is. That's just how it goes, because most of us didn't go to video editing school. We just figure it out as we go. Just start making videos, bro. Just start making them. That's all. That's what I say. Start with DaVinci Resolve. Just start making videos, and the only way to get better is to keep doing it. So, okay, and moving to the final question, and it's from Mark, and I don't even want to know if I want to attempt your last name because I'm afraid to butcher it. But Mark, I see you comment all the time, and I really do appreciate your support. But the question is, what is your favorite Sega Genesis game and why? That is a great question. I feel like I'm going to have to go with something that's pretty typical, but I'm going to have to go with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and I'm talking Sonic 3 Locked On to Sonic and Knuckles. That game is fantastic. I love that there are 3 playable characters and that they're all very different. The game is huge. I love the music. I love the graphics. I love the levels. It's just such a good time. I love Sonic 3 and K. That would probably be my favorite, but I mean, there are others, like, I'll just turn my head to look. I can't even see, there's a chair in the way, but I played and beat Landstalker a couple years ago. That game was fantastic. I'm not a huge dungeon crawler fan. I want to be, but I loved Shining in the Darkness. I thought that was a really good game. I still have yet to play the Phantasy Star games. I've never played Phantasy Star, so maybe I'll change my mind once I play the 4th one. I hear the 4th one is, like, amazing. But anyway, to answer your question, all in all, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Anyway, so those are all the questions, guys. I really appreciate all the support, all the questions. I was a little nervous to do an Ask Me Anything video because, like, that'd be funny if, like, nobody asked me anything. That would have been embarrassing. But I figured with 1,000 subscribers, I'll at least get one question, and I got a lot more than that. I thank you all for all the support you've given me and the show, and so now I'll end the video with a really quick room tour where I'll show all my toys and just kind of give a quick glance of the game room. So thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.